Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. My name is Sagar, and in this video we'll see how we can create a purchase order using Express code. Okay, so for that what I will do first thing is I will create a runnable class first. So for that I can simply click on class. I will go to runnable class. Here I can give a name like create PO. So my purchase order is ready now. I can remove these comments to make it simple and easy. Okay, so we'll start writing our code. Now we need to use two important table as we are getting a purchase order header and line. So the tables are PurchTable, which is responsible for header, and at the same time this line table is responsible for line. So I can say PurchTable and PurchLine. PurchLine. Okay, so I have defined buffer of my purchase order header and line table. Now the next step would be to creating a header first. So for that what I will do, I will start my try. Okay, and I will use my catch block here to catch the exception. So the exception that I will capture is, first one is deadlock. I can simply retry this. Okay, and next I will catch my what we call update conflict one. I'll say catch exception. We should not get the duplicate key because I will use a number sequence, so else we should have also captured that as well. Okay, so my catch is here. Now I can check if my appl.tts level is 0. TTS level is equals to 0. Then here what I can do, I can simply then check if my session scope resolution current retry count that is greater than equals to my this retry count, retry num. And now for this, as I have declared this one, so I will need to declare this macros here, OCC retry count. Okay, yeah, so first of all I'm writing the boiler code like how we can capture the exception here in the standard way. So I can say here throw and then exception. Even if this much will happen, we will not able to recover our update conflict. Right, in my else I can again say retry if this condition doesn't match. Okay, and here in this one I can throw my update conflict. Throw exception. I can say update conflict here. So now my try and catch is ready, but till now I haven't done any creation of my header and line, so I will begin it. So now I can use my TTS begin and commit first because I'm dealing with my transaction, so I need to use that as a best practice. Okay, now the first thing is that we need a number sequence for our PurchTable. So for that I am going to use my number sequence class we'll say here number sequence. Okay, now here what I will do, I will say my number sequence equals to, I will initialize my number sequence class, and here I will use this new getNum function. Here I need a number sequence reference, so this information will be stored in my parameter table. So for purchase order we have this purch parameter table. Again there is a function named as new reference purch ID. And let me again type this num ref purch ID. Okay, and then I can say that this number sequence is used now, so I can call my number sequence dot used method, and then I can assign this number sequence. So from our number sequence we'll get the value, right? So I can assign this value into my PurchTable purch ID field. So I can say PurchTable dot purch ID. Here we go. My header is created, but as soon as my header is created, we also need to initialize a vendor, right? So before this, even this PurchTable have a method named as init value, where it defines, it declares or it assigns few by default value, and then our PurchTable for sure it should have a reference with the vendor table, because you will purchase something from vendor, and here you can give your vendor table reference. So let me define my vendor table here. So I can say here vendor table, and I will say vendor table, and let me go and find out a proper, I would say, let me sign it quickly here. Okay, so here if you see, I will use this US 101 vendor. So I can copy this. So here right away what I will do, I will say equals to vendor table. I will use find, and let me paste that vendor here. And then I can pass the buffer, so I can say vendor table here. Right, so now our purchase order also have a valid vendor. Alright, now this is also defaulted. Now further, let me open this. So I will assign site and warehouse. Let me say, so I will use exactly the same item here, 1000, and on site and warehouse let me assign 1 and 13 only. So now what I can do, I can say my PurchTable dot invent site ID equals to 1, and then my warehouse is PurchTable dot invent location ID equals to 15. And there is one more important field, that is accounting date. So let me say PurchTable dot accounting date, let it be today. Alright, so once all this is done, then I can say insert my data. So I can use my insert here. Alright, now here my header should be ready. So I can write here a comment PO header, something like that. Now I'll focus on my line creation. So I can say here PO line. So the first thing is that we need to link our line and header. So for that I can say PurchLine dot Purch ID is something I will get from my that PurchTable, right? So I can say PurchTable dot Purch ID. Alright, now once this will be done, then I can specify my item ID. So I can say PurchLine dot item ID, and the item ID that I'm going to use is this one, 1000. So I will go here and I'm going to assign this one, and further I need to tell the quantity. So I can say dot my purch quantity. Let us assume we are going to buy 10 quantity of this item, and then I can call this function dot create line, and here let me put the validation as true. Then init from PurchTable, because we need to copy certain elements from header to line, so I will say yes here. Init from item category also, so I'm going to say true. So I will say calculate quantity as well. I can say search markup as well true, and price one also true. Alright, once all this will be done, then I can say that my line is created. So I can, so let me put space here. So if you'll open this function, let me go here. Alright, so here if you see all the insert and everything will be done here automatically. So it will do all the validation. Okay, so I don't need to now again explicitly call my insert. So once all this will be ready, then once my header and line is committed, so then I should display my purchase order header, right? Like this is the purchase order that gets created. So for that I will use my info strfmt. I will say PO is created, and here I can give the number of PO, and then I can say my close this PurchTable dot Purch ID, and I can close this, and let me do a build and we'll see how it goes. Alright guys, so now if you see my runnable class is completed and I get a PO. This is a new PO that just got created, and here I'm opening my purchase order form to verify the data. Okay, I can search for this PO. So we'll apply this. So the vendor account that we have used is US 101. Okay, and when I will open this purchase order, so here, just give me a second here. Ten quantity was there, 1000. Okay, so 10 quantity is there, and 1000 is the item number. Site gets copied, but warehouse was 15. So just give me a second here. Yes, we have defined it at okay, at header level it got copied, but not into our lines level. So maybe we can specifically mention about the warehouse at line level. So you can try that. Yeah, So this is how, like we dynamically created a purchase order header and its line using X++ code. So let's quickly walk through our code. So there were two tables: purchase table responsible for header, purchase line responsible for creating lines. Then we use this number sequence class so that we can get a new purchase order number based on the the number sequence which is set up into our system. Then we initialized a vendor. Basically for this purchase order we need a vendor, so here we provided the vendor table buffer, and the vendor which we used is US101. And then we assign the site and warehouse, and then we simply provided our accounting date and we inserted this, and then we created lines. We simply copied our purch ID from our header to line, then we specified the item, then quantities, then we created our lines here. And if you see this function, this will take care of everything, like copying all the header information, line validation, everything. So we use this TTS begin and commit. Here we displayed our message, and here we did our exception handling. So that is all about purchase order. So thanks for watching this video.